Alright, welcome back to V.O.C. YouTube channel. Biggest week in NFL of the year, the Super Bowl. This is Super Bowl week. All matters. Everything we've been watching, all the teams have been fighting for, come down to this one week where only two teams play, right? So it's a big week for the NFL, but if you're the other 30 teams that didn't make it, you're like, this week's cool, but fucking sucks. Let's get into it. A lot of shit going on, right? Like NFL week, fucking NFL week. It basically is NFL week, right? Super Bowl week, a lot of shit happens. It's where the commissioner talks to the media, and everybody in what NFL media-wise is kind of cajived. I don't even know what the fuck that word is. Cavite, I don't know. Fucking is in LA, right? For the Super Bowl. Super Bowl's in LA this year. It's where the Super Bowl started, right? Back in 1967. Fucking mind blowing. Can fucking figure everything out. So yeah, big week. A lot going on, a lot of storylines. I'll talk about the game after I talk about the head coaching positions are now filled. There were 9. The last 5, right? Yeah, the last 5 were filled. We'll start with the Texans, who hired Lovie Smith, was their defensive coordinator. Clearly, former Bears coach, former Bucks coach, coached Illinois in college last few years. He's 89 and 87 as a head coach. Took the Bears to the Super Bowl in maybe the most historic Super Bowl. You could make an argument for coaches-wise. First 2 African-American coaches ever to coach against each other in the Super Bowl. Tony Dungy won with the Colts. That was the first Super Bowl that an African-American coach won. So, pivotal Super Bowl he was in. But since then, I don't think he's been the same as a coach. He should never have got fired by the Bears, arguably. He was 10-6, right? Shouldn't have fired him. But he gets fired. Took a year off, goes to the Buccaneers. Was not good there. And then took a long time for him to get another job. Got a head coach job at Illinois. Wasn't very good there either. With the Texans defense coordinator-wise, and you're like, it's a weird hire. Just from the fact of, David Coley was fired. So then you're going to promote his defense. It's weird. I don't understand what the Texans are doing fully. Clearly, Brian Flores was a finalist for a job, but clearly he's now suing the NFL right now. So, I don't think they wanted to hire him, even though he should have been the hire, in my opinion. So I don't fully get what the Texans are doing. Their whole process of who they had was weird. Josh McCown was one of their finalists. Josh McCown's never even coached college, NFL, so it's weird. It is really weird. Sadly, I think for Lovie, he's thrown in there, and then it wouldn't shock me if Lovie's fired after next year. It just doesn't make sense what they're doing right now. I don't get the direction the Texans are going. I thought maybe you hire Flores, you could potentially keep Deshaun Watson. But clearly, they weren't going to hire Brian Flores as he's suing the NFL. So I don't get it. A lot of weird stuff. I don't get what the Texans are doing. And sadly for Lovie, I don't think it's going to end up. It's not going to end great. The Saints promoted Dennis Allen, who was their defensive coordinator. He coached the Raiders a long, long time ago. He was 8-28 as a head coach. Now got some tutelage under Sean Payton. He's been with the Saints now for, I think, since about 2014, 2015. He's now their head coach. They didn't want to change much with how they're doing. Their GM's been there a long time as well, so I don't think they wanted to change the structure of how they kind of do things. Keeping it simple. It's a hire. They're not going to be as good as they were with Sean Payton, clearly, head coaching-wise, but they don't have a quarterback, so it's kind of like any coach who got that job, you still have to shuffle out who's going to be your quarterback. The Dolphins hired Mike McDaniel, the 49ers offensive coordinator. I like this hire a lot. I really like Mike McDaniel. I thought he was maybe a year or 2 out, though, 2 or 3 years out from being a head coach, but I think this guy is very good X's and O's wise. It's how to just communicate with players. He's kind of you watch the videos. I watched the video of him talking to Tua. He's kind of a weirdo. I hate to say that about him, but he's kind of a weirdo. He's worked under He's worked under Kyle Shanahan. I almost said Sean McVay. But he comes from the Kyle Shanahan, like, working. He's worked with Sean McVay, like everybody, right? Like, so in that realm of the Shanahan-McVay kind of field tree, everywhere Kyle has gone in the NFL, Mike McDaniel's been the only coach that's gone with him everywhere. He did mostly all of the run game stuff. Albert Bear was talking about on Dan Patrick of kind of Mike McDaniel's thing was during the week, Monday, Tuesday, he was locked in a room basically by Kyle Shanahan and just did all the run plays and dissected the run plays while Kyle did all the offensive passing stuff with every other coach. So this guy gets running. I think the Dolphins looked at it like, look, Tua may not be the most elite quarterback, so let's get a guy that's worked with lesser talent but has done exceptionally well with that. Clearly, Mike McDaniel's had that with the 49ers with Jimmy G. And then, you look at the pieces that they have. Deebo Samuel, Jalen Waddle. Not that Jalen Waddle is even close to Deebo Samuel, but he's got skill types. Like, you can put him on a screen out wide, catch it, run. Mike Gesicki, tight end-wise, they've had Kittle. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense with how the Dolphins are kind of set up. Now, they need to get better at the offensive line. They need to get a better run game, but I think Mike McDaniel can have success with less, and I think that's why the Dolphins hired him. And Albert Bear talked about how people in like Shanahan, McVay, Saleh, Zach Taylor, like all that realm, LaFleur, that Mike McDaniel might be the smartest of all of them. So I think the biggest thing for him is just kind of figuring out how do you get up in front of men and talk. And once he gets that, I think he'll be a great hire. The Jags hired Doug Peterson, former Eagles coach who was 46-39-1, who arguably probably shouldn't have been fired from his job, won Super Bowl 52. Look, I mean, I thought Byron Leftwich was the right guy for this job. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. To me, Doug Peterson, decent hire. Yeah, he won a Super Bowl. Played with kind of House's money that year. Eagles kind of came 13-3, kind of came out of nowhere, shunned everybody or shocked everybody. And then when the pressure got in on him, like after they won, he sucked. So it's a little mad for me on this job. I'm not, it's hard for me to say, well, this is a great job, this is a bad hire. It's like, I don't fucking know, right? But I just look at what happened after they won the Super Bowl and how he handled the Carson Wentz, who Carson Wentz has gotten worse. So, I don't know, maybe changing the scenery, change it up for Doug Peterson would be great, but I'm not going to sugarcoat. Byron Leftwich would have been a way better hire. There was some stuff with, I don't think they wanted to fire Trent Baalke, the GM. Byron Leftwich kind of made a power move. Like, look, you fire him, I'll bring in Adrian Wilson, I think he wanted, who's with the Cardinals right now. And the Jag kind of told him no. And so I give credit to Byron Leftwich. I'm not going to ruin my shot where if I fail, I'm most likely not going to get another shot. I don't want to ruin my one shot and have to work with some idiot like Trent Baalke, who the last 4 coaches he's had under him, they've all been fired. So I give Byron Leftwich all the power move there to be like, look, yeah, I want to be a head coach. Yeah, with the Jaguars, I played there, but I'm not going to ruin my shot when very limited shots are given to people like Byron Leftwich. He's not going to ruin his one shot. I give him a ton of credit for that. Ton of credit. And then the Vikings, I thought they would hire Jim Harbaugh. I think Jim Harbaugh thought that he would be hired by the Vikings. They had a 9-hour interview last Wednesday. Something happened in the middle of the interview where it went south on Jim's end for his chances of getting the job. And then all of a sudden, right, Wednesday night, oh, Jim's coming back to Michigan. I love this place. Never going to leave. Cut the crap, Jim. Like, look, you had all intentions of leaving. You got told no. I think what people have started to say was everybody but the GM said no to Jim, basically. And that's what happened there. So now they hire Kevin O'Connell, who's the Rams' offensive coordinator. He's a former quarterback in the NFL. Kind of bounced around, nothing crazy. He's 36. He's the complete opposite of what Jim is. He's young, progressive, not going to be as stingy on things, not going to be maybe as strict. And so that's what happens there. But yeah, I do believe all intentions for the GM and for Jim were they would be working together in Minnesota. Didn't work out. And Jim's back in Michigan. And those are all the NFL hirings that were filled. There were 9, all of them filled. Like I said, it's hard to sit here and be like, oh, that guy's going to be a bad head coach. That guy's going to be... You don't know. You can only talk about the situations that they're going in and what they can deal with. But Out of all these, I think the Dolphins did the best job. With the circumstances that is under Stephen Ross, the owner, of allegations of him telling Brian Flores, lose games, you lose games, I give you $100,000 per loss. He did a good job pulling it out. But if you're Mike McDaniel, though, if the Stephen Ross stuff is true, you potentially could have a new owner you have to talk to. So I don't know, but I also don't trust the GM with the Dolphins. But head coaching-wise, I think he can be good at it. Just a lot of these situations where sometimes some of these coaches are set up to fail. Lovie Smith being one of those, in my opinion, where it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. I don't get it. I don't get how these owners think. I'll never get how these owners think. I'm not a billionaire. I don't own a team. Sometimes they set people up to fail. Sometimes they go all out for people. I don't know. But those are the hirings. Now let's move to the Super Bowl. Biggest game of the year. Millions upon billions of people are going to watch this game. You watch it for the commercials. You watch it for the halftime show. You watch it for the game. I watch it for everything, right? This is the NFL game, the football game where people that don't watch football watch the game, right? It doesn't really feel like Super Bowl week like it has before COVID, right? Just because of usually Monday night's the media night. It was on Zoom. It was weird. It just felt different. It's not going to hit everybody until Sunday. That is Super Bowl Sunday. A lot going on. Bengals, Rams, you know the names, you know the teams. So let's break it down. The Rams are a 4.5-point favorite. A lot of the money early was going on the Bengals. It's kind of shifted back to the Rams. The over-under is 48.5. Yeah, it's a little touchy, right? You can, for the Super Bowl, you can fucking literally bet on everything. National anthem, coin toss, how long the halftime show performance is, what color fucking Gatorade there. There is so many fucking bets you can do for the Super Bowl. It is fucking nuts. It is just crazy, right? This fucking game pulls out different things that you've never heard, couldn't imagine. It's just nuts, right? It's one of the harder games to bet if you're betting wise, because it's so much shit. Who's gonna win Super Bowl MVP? How many? Crazy, right? Crazy. Clearly from the title video you can tell who I picked, but let me go through why I picked that team, right? Coming into the Super Bowl, a lot of the spotlight has been on the big stars and flashy plays, but this game will come down to the line of scrimmage. Can the Bengals offensive line protect Joe Burrow from Aaron Donald, Von Miller, everybody else on that team, right? Burrow's a great player, but if you don't have time to throw, you will lose. Just as Patrick Mahomes last year in the Super Bowl. I think that is the great key for this game, right? We've seen Joe Burrow get sacked 9 times against the Titans, and they won. You're like, holy shit. Well, I'm not going to sit here and shit on the Titans, but they don't have fucking Aaron Donald on their fucking team. This is a different animal for the Bengals. Do I think the stars will play out? Yeah, I think the stars are going to play. They're going to show for the Bengals because Joe Burrow's not going to go out there and just get fucking railed. It's not how he is. This game comes down to, I think, I have 4 things that simplify what it comes down to. Like I said, offensive line play for the Bengals versus the defensive line play for the Rams. Plain and simple. Line of scrimmage is going to be key in this game. Because if not, it's going to look like it did last year, where you're going to have a quarterback like Joe Burrow looking like Patrick Mahomes and running for his life trying to make plays. Then it's going to come down to Stafford versus Burrow. What guy under pressure in the crucial situations can step up and play? Stafford showed me a lot in the game against the Bucs, where he threw that fucking long pass, drove him down to kick the game-winning field goal. I thought he'd choke it, and I was like, holy shit. He actually fucking made some plays here. Now, did he have maybe one of the worst throws against the 49ers that if that would have been caught like it should have been, we'd have been looking at Stafford this fucking guy's garbage. They probably would not be here, right? And then you have Joe Burrow, who it feels like fucking, you could have everything in his face, bees in his eyes, fucking pelting his dick with fucking paintballs. And this fucking guy just goes out there and throws touchdown passes, and he'll win you a game, and he'll walk away that's all you fucking got? So that'll be interesting to stay. And that'll be which wide receiver core can kind of break out, because you know that Cooper Kupp's going to get fucking doubled. They're going to try to shut him down. And then you have OBJ on the other side, so how are you going to handle that? Then you have Jamar Chase. Yeah, you're going to want to shut him down, but there's still Taylor Boyd and fucking T. Higgins right on the other side. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that dynamic works. Because the Bengals can go out there and say, okay, we're not gonna let Cooper Kupp beat us, and then fucking OBJ goes off, right? And so the same thing with the Rams on defense. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And then I think the last crucial thing for this game and how it plays out is, can the Bengals defense show up and play like they did against the Chiefs? If they show up and play like they did against the Chiefs, this fucking game is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be one of those things where, wow, and this is how this game's gonna go. If the Bengals are playing great, people are gonna be like, well, I didn't think the Bengals could do this. I thought they were just some fucking little old fucking school team that fucking came out. No, you cannot take them lightly. You have to take them seriously, because if you don't, they're going to come up through everything and bite you in the fucking ass. That's just how they play. You let them creep around, and then they come up and they stab you in the back of the fucking throat, and you're dead on the ground, and they've taken everything you have. That's how the Bengals play. Cannot take them lightly. So when it comes to my pick, look, Bengals are the fucking best story ever. Picked to be fucking damn near last in the league. Joe Burrow comes out of fucking nowhere. Second year is dominating. I called him the next great one last week, which I think he will be. But every next great one gets knocked down on pedestals sometimes. And I've doubted Joe Burrow multiple times. And every time I do, I get fucking burned. So when I pick this game, I think, fuck, if I go against Joe Burrow, I fucking have doubted this guy every fucking way the playoffs this year. And I've lost. So I'm like, I don't know what to do. What do I do? Fuck. When I picked him in college, I fucking went with him every time, and we fucking rode all the way to town, right? Now I'm not. So, this game is hard to pick. The Super Bowl's always hard to pick. I do not have a good record picking Super Bowls, necessarily. Now, with Tom, I've been 7-3, so fucking that's great, right? This is fucking hard to pick games. Let's go through all the fucking Super Bowls. This is how we'll see if I have a spotty Super Bowl. Let's go Super Bowl. Because in the top of my mind, I have terrible recollection, whatever the fuck that word is, of how. Okay, I just kind of want. I just want the matchups. Wikipedia, give me everything that I've ever wanted. Alright, ESPN, don't like them, but if they have it, alright. As far as I can remember, Super Bowl wise, I will go back to. I remember watching the Bears Super Bowl. Clearly, I was picking the Bears because I'm a Bears fan. That was a loss. The next year, I remember, I picked the Patriots to beat the Giants. Always ride with Tom. Loss. There's 0-2 on the streak here. I remember watching the Pittsburgh game. I don't really remember picking somebody. I remember watching New Orleans play the Colts. I don't remember picking somebody. So I'm just gonna go with I'm 0-2 still. I remember the Packers-Steelers game. I thought the Steelers would win. So 0-3. Okay, Giants, New England, fucking clearly 0-4 because I was riding with Tom. Who doesn't? Baltimore, San Francisco. I don't remember. I don't clearly remember how I picked here. I'm just going to stay with 0-5, 0-4 because I don't know. Seattle, Denver. I feel like I picked. I don't know who I picked there. I feel like I picked Denver, and so I'd be 0-5. New England, Seattle, clearly I picked New England, so that's 1-5. Denver, Carolina, I feel like I picked fucking the Panthers, because I fucking hated Peyton Manning. So there's 1-6. New England, Atlanta, fucking 2-6. So what am I? 2-7, New England over the Rams. Kansas City, 49. I thought the 49ers would win, and they fucking should have. Jimmy Garoppolo, so it's 2-8. And then Tampa versus Kansas City. I picked Tampa when everybody else wasn't because I'm a fucking Tom ride or die. So I've 3-8. Yeah, see, I'm not good in Super Bowls. I have a terrible record. I can't pick them well. It's a tough game for me to pick. So majority of the time I'm wrong. So if you're watching this, you might not want to go with my pick. I go off what I see, what I know. That is why I'm picking the Rams to win the Super Bowl. Great storylines, right? Oh, this is great. Stafford finally wins one, and Aaron Donald gets his. Stafford wins this game. He's in the Hall of Fame. That's what I think. I think the Rams win it. It's hard for me not to go with the Rams just based off of the Bengals' offensive line and watching last year's Super Bowl. I think that they're going to fucking come after Joe Burrow, and it's going to be like, can you fucking stop us rushing-wise? And I think Aaron Donald could have fucking 12 sacks in this game, it feels like. I feel like if the Rams win, Aaron Donald's the MVP. That's what I think. And then you can't forget about Von Miller. I think the Rams win this game. I'm not going to sit here and argue why I think. Rams win the Super Bowl. Don't know the score. I'll go with a 30-21 feel. It's like a 30-21 feel. I think the Bengals are going to get theirs, but I think at the end of the day, I think they're going to get stopped. 30-21 feel. That's what I'm feeling. 30-21 Rams. They're 4.5. I would take the Rams 4.5. I feel it. I know it. I'm breathing it. I would obviously also take the over. I'm feeling the Rams. I don't know what it is. I'm feeling the Rams. Gut. Got to go with my gut. Rams 4.5. Book it. Right? Book it. And then we'll be talking about how the Rams, are they competing with the Lakers and the Dodgers for the love of LA? Fucking wicked. That's what I think. I'm probably wrong, but that's what I think. Thanks for watching.